Hi everyone, I continue on the lesson here, topic 5, and this is video number 4. So here, this question is asking us to find equation of a vertical line that passes through this point. Okay, so vertical line we know, so it must be from up to down. So here, first of all, I can find the point here. So that's, for example, here, and that's here. So for example, that's okay, so that's y-axis here, so this one is x-axis. Okay, and I can find so depends on the um, just a scale that I use. For example, I can say, I go here, I go 2 by 2, for example, or I can say, doesn't matter, I can do 1 by 1 on x. Okay, so this is 1, 2, and 3. And then 2, I can say that's here, for example. Okay, so I do 1 and 2. Okay, so here I do 2 by 2, here I do 1 by 1, and then it says what is the equation of the vertical line. Okay, so first of all I have to make the vertical line here. Okay, so that's the vertical line. How do I know? I have many vertical lines, infinity number of vertical lines, but this is the only one which is going through this point, which is 3 and 2. Okay, so what is the equation? Equation of vertical line is different than other lines. Okay, so for other lines you have y equal, so you have y equal. For other lines you have, oh my goodness, what happened? Okay, so let me see. Yeah, you have y equal mx plus b for lines, just they have a slope and a y-intercept. So if you have positive slope, so of course it's like that. So you have negative slope, so you have this way, so it's coming down. So negative slope, positive slope. I know if you have a slope equals 0, it's horizontal, and it's y equal a number, but still you see y. When you have a vertical line, and um, the just you know that a slope is undefined. Okay, so you don't have any slope, so you cannot write the equation of the line uh, using a slope and y-intercept and those, because there is no y-intercept, because my line doesn't go through y-axis and a slope is undefined. Okay, so here what should I do? Here I can just focus on the line and I can see what happened on the line. Okay, this red line is my vertical line which passes through that point, but what else happens on that line? Okay, I can see on this line, if I just point, any of the points here, when I make a perpendicular line on x-axis, I can see I reach to x equal 3 and nothing else on x-axis. Okay, so I know this line doesn't follow this, just this, I mean, it doesn't have this equation, okay, which is y equal mx plus b, because m is undefined. There is no b. My line doesn't touch y-axis. Okay, so I focus on my line. When I focus on the line, I see all the points, they have the same x, and x is 3. So I can say this is the line. This is the line equation. Okay, so for vertical lines, if I say what is the equation, when I say what is the equation of vertical line, I have to focus on x here, and I can say, okay, x equal 3 is the equation of the line. Okay, so if I talk about horizontal line, I focus on y of the point. Here I focus on x of the point, and I just say x equal 3. Okay, so if I have do I have a space here? Yeah. If I have, for example, x equal a number, that's a vertical line. If I have y equal a number, that's horizontal line. And for other lines, I have the same as y equal mx plus b. Depends on positive and negative. It can be just can have different graphs. Okay, so now I can go to practice, and also I added something that you really need to know. Just they are related to lines, and you need to know. Okay, so I want to do this practice here. So what is the slope when you have 2 points? Okay, when you have 2 points and you are looking for a slope, you can do this. M equal, so it is 3 minus 0 over 2 minus 0. Okay, see, when I choose 3 here, oops, when I choose 3 here, so I have to choose the same x there. Okay, so it is that, and it is 3 over 2. Okay, so how about a slope here? A slope here is 4 minus 2 over minus 3 minus 5, which is no, plus 6 over minus 8, which is minus 6 over 8, which is minus 3 over 4. Okay, so that's a negative slope. Okay, so okay, just let me just write here. Okay, so yes. Okay, what else? Okay, so 3 over 2, that, so I just have to pay attention I don't make mistake here. So 3 minus 0, and okay, so that's that, and here I have 4 minus 2, and I have that. Yes, perfect. And how about the other one? Okay, so let's say I don't notice and I don't pay attention, but I have m equal, so it's 7 minus 3, and then I have 5 minus 5, and then I see, oh, I have just 0 in the denominator. That's undefined. Okay, so I just say it's undefined here. Okay, so I have 0 in the denominator. But if it says, for example, it says write the equation of the line, what do you write for here? Okay, so here that you have the same this and the same this, exactly like the last question. If you want to write the equation, it's that. Okay, x equal 5, because x equal 5 doesn't change, but y is going up and down. Okay, so that's a vertical line, and we know for vertical lines the slope is undefined. How about this one? So here says just graph it. Okay, so here you have to graph it. You have to graph just all of these lines. So it says draw. Okay, so here I want to do for all of them, I want to do the third method because it's easier for me. Because let me see, it's the given point with this slope. Okay, so when I do the third method, um, I just go by y-intercept. I find y-intercept. I look at my slope and I have to say rise over run, and I have to see if I have a space. I set all of those, and then I draw it and I find y-intercept, and then I start to move. But it doesn't matter, I can move from any point. Okay, here I can see the point is given to me something else. But here I notice this is y-intercept. Why? Because I see x is 0. Okay, so I can for example, I can start from any point, and then I can see rise over run is 2 here. Okay, so here I have rise over run equal 2, so means if I go 1 to right, I go 2 up. I'm talking about A. Okay, so let's say I start from 2 and 3. Okay, so I do this. Okay, so I do this, and this one. Okay, so I can find 2 and 3. Okay, so I find 2 here, so I go 1 and 2, and I find 3 here, so I do 1, 2 and 3. So for this one I go 1 by 1, and for this one I go 2 by 2. Okay, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Okay, so I start from that point. Okay, and yes, I start from this one here, and then I look at a slope. What is the slope? Okay, so a slope is 2 over 1. Okay, rise over run. So means if I go 2 to, so if I go 1 to right, 1 here, then I have to go 2 up. Okay, 2 up, so 2 here. Okay, so and when I say use this third method, I want you to show this to me. Okay, so how do I know? Here I do have, okay, a slope is 2, which means 2 over 1, which means rise over run. Okay, so then I can just connect these 2 points. Okay, that's it. So I can start from y-intercept, but if not, from any point I can do the slope. And when I check here, I can see the slope is just 2 over 1, because I have just, when I go 1 to right, I go to up. Okay, so how about the next one? The next one, I really have y-intercept, and I have 2 over minus 3, minus 2 over 3. Okay, so for this one, I need to find the 0 and 4, and then I need to do 2 over 3 here. So 0 and minus 4, and slope is minus 2 over that. Okay, so first of all, okay, I have to notice, I have to just pay attention here. If I go 3 right, I need to go 2 down. Okay, 3 right, I need to go 2 down. So I need to pay attention that I have to do this. I need to have a space. So if I go 3 to right, then I go 2 down. Okay, so I also have to show negative, and I also have to go down. So I need to have room in negative parts. See, here I have 0 and minus 4, and then I have 0 and minus 4, and then I notice here that I have to go to right, and then I have to go down, so I need more space in negative part. Okay, so I do, for example, this, then I do, okay, I do this. Okay, so here is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. This is minus 4. Okay, so I do 1, 2, 3. So minus, minus, minus. Yes. So I find this one, 0 and minus 4. Then from here, I chose my method. My method is number 3. I look at my y-intercept. I look at the move that I need to make. So I need to see I have a space or not. So I have to have a space. So I have to just do the space for myself. And then I look at there. So I see, okay, from the y-intercept, I go 3 to right. So it doesn't matter. Here I can move, so for example, 2 by 2. Okay, so for this one, I do 2 by 2, and I write x-axis, and here I write y-axis, and I have the just the arrows here, and so everything is good. So then I start from minus 4, so I go 3 to right. Okay, then I go 3 to right, then I go, or I can do this, then I go 2 down. Okay, so here. Okay, but remember, on y-axis I am moving 1 by 1. Okay, so I have to follow all 1 by 1 for y and 2 by 2 for x. Okay, so now I do this, and then I can connect them. Okay, oops. Okay, so that's the line. Okay, so if I use a ruler, if I have a paper, I use a ruler, so that will be more just beautiful. Okay, so the other one says m is undefined and minus 2 and 5. Okay, so I have minus 2 and 5, and that's a point, and also m is undefined. Okay, when m is undefined, so I know it's x equal a number. Okay, so that's a vertical line, and when I have a vertical line, so that's vertical, and when I have a vertical line, I just have to have x equal a number, x equal minus 2. That's it. So I need to I just need to, for example, make just show y-axis, and I'll just show x-axis. Okay, so that's x, and that's y, and that's x equal minus 2. Okay, so I would say, for example, here I go, for example, this is minus 1 and minus 2, so then I can make this line. That's a vertical line. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that's x equal minus 2. Okay, and that's just passing through that point. So minus 2 and 5, so where is minus, so 5 here, that's 1 2 3 4 5, so this is the point. So that's minus 2 and 5 here. Okay, minus 2 and 5 here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, so it goes one by one on both of them. Okay, so on both of them, and then I can just show the line. So this is the line here. Okay, now I can show it. So do I have to find, so there are, okay, so it just says the right. Okay, so how about here? For each of the following, record require information. And okay, so what is a slope, what is y-intercept, and then we can draw it. Okay, so a slope is here a slope is, see, I look at my line, I see y is isolated. If I see y is isolated, so I can right away say this is the slope. A slope is minus 2 over 5, and y-intercept is 0 and 3. Okay, because I see 3 here. Okay, so I can make oops, I can, this one here, I can do this and this, and then I can do this and this. Okay, and then I can graph it. Okay, so the graph again is not hard. I just look at my y-intercept, that's 3, and then I see for this one I have to do 5 to right, and then I have to do 2 down. Okay, so I need to have a space to do that. Okay, so I do this. Okay, I do this, let me see, I go 5 to right and then 2 down. Yes, so I can do this. Okay, so that's x-axis and that's y-axis, and I have the arrow to show it continues forever. Okay, so for all of them. Okay, so here I can find 0 and 3, so here I can go, let me see, I go down. Okay, so here I can go like one by one. Okay, so this is 1 2 and 3, I find it. Okay, and then I have to move. Okay, so I can go, okay, I have to go 5 to right, so I can go 2 by 2 here maybe because I have a space. So 4 and 5. Okay, so I start from here, I go 5 to right. From here I go 2 down. Okay, so which is here, oops. Okay, yeah, let me see if I substitute, I feel I made a mistake somewhere, because let me see, if I do that, when I substitute 5 here, I can see it touches, oh yes, I go 2 down, yeah, so I reach to here, not there. Okay, so not here, yeah. Okay, so I made a mistake, so I go 2 down, not 3. Okay, so I reach to this, and then I just connect them, so I just do this one. Okay, yeah. Okay, or you can say, okay, I just do one by one. For example, I can say, okay, so maybe it's easier that I do one by one, so I can say, okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Okay, so I start from there, I go 5 to right. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5, so 5 to this side. Okay, and then I go 2 down, okay, which is here, and then I just connect it. Okay, yeah, this shows more of the line on the just the graphing paper, so I change it because I want to see more of the line. Okay, so I do one by one for x and y, okay, for both of them. Okay, so how about here? So the same thing, you can, okay, look at this, you have to find, okay, so it says solve for y. Okay, so solve for a slope. easy, easy, easy. Slope is -2 and y-intercept is 0 and -4. How do I know? Because this is a slope and this is y-intercept. How do I know? Because y is isolated. Okay, y is one side isolated. Okay, so now I can find 0 and -4. Then because I have -2/1, I can see I go 1 to right and I go 2 down. From where? From -4. Okay, so I need to have a space on negative values for y because I need to do this move. Okay, so I do that. I need more space on negative, so maybe I do this. Okay, so I find -4. Okay, oops, let me see what happened here. Yeah, okay, so I find -4. So it's 2, okay, -4 I found, and that's -4, and then I go 1 to right. So maybe for 1 to right I can do, so here for example I can say -1, -2, -3, -4. If you don't show me one of them at least, I ask you how do you know it's -4. Okay, and here I can say, for example, here I can say I do 3 by 3, doesn't matter, so it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I go 1 to right. I have a space because it's just 1 to right, so 1 to right. Okay, here I do 3 by 3. Here I do 1 by 1. I have to continue the same way for all x, the same way for all y. So now I go to right. How many unit? 1. And then from here I go to down. Okay, so which is here. So I go to down. So this one. Okay, so 1 right and 2 down, and this is the point here. So then I can just draw the line. Okay. 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 So how about here? Okay, so it says solve for x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay, so okay, you have x equal y minus 1. Doesn't matter. Okay, for x-intercept, you find, okay, you put y equal 0 and find x. Okay, so y equal 0, so it is x equal -1. Okay, so then x-intercept is -1 and 0. How about the other one? So you, for y-intercept, you put x equals 0 and find y. Okay, so when you put x equals 0, then y -1 is 0 and y is 1. Okay, so that's y is 1. So that's 0 and 1. 0 and 1. Right? So yes, if I do 0 here, yes. If I do that, yes. Okay, so now you can find these 2 points and just connect them. Okay, so here, yeah, let's say for example I have this, I have this. Okay, so -1 for example is here, so that's -1 and 0. That's the point x-intercept. And where is y-intercept? So for example here, that's 0 and 1, and then you can connect them. Okay, so that's a line. So how about here? So what is x-intercept? What is y-intercept here? Okay, so the same as before. Okay, so what do you do for x-intercept? Okay, y equals 0, find x. Okay, so yes. Okay, so I do x over 2 plus 0 over 3 minus 4 equals 0. So you have x over 2 equal 4 and x is 8. Okay, so that's 8 and 0. Okay, so yes. How about y-intercept? So how about y-intercept? Okay, so for y-intercept, x equals 0 and find y. Okay, so I do have like x over 2. So okay, so it's 0 over 2 plus y over 3 minus 4 equals 0. So for y over 3 equal 4 and y equal 12. Okay, so that's so y-intercept is 0 and 12. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, I can now find these 2 points and just connect them to each other. Okay, so one of them 8 and 0, one of them 12 and 0, and that's it. I can just connect them to each other. Okay, so let's say, like, for example, I need the positive. Okay, so I can do, for example, this. Okay, and then here I can say what is 8 and 0. Okay, so here I can say that this is 2, this is 4, this is 6, and this is 8. Okay, so that's that. And here I can say this is 2 and 4 and 6 and 8 and 10 and 12. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12, and then connect them. Okay, so that's the second method. I find y-intercept, I find x-intercept, and connect them. Can I go with any method? So yes, I can go with I can go with second method. I can go with first method. I can go with last method, which is if I find a slope and then rise and run. Yes, but it takes time. Okay, it takes more time. Okay, so when I have x-intercept, when I have y-intercept, I don't bother. Okay, so I just use the second method. Okay, for each line, find the slope. Okay, so for each line you find the slope. Okay, so this is horizontal line, so I know a slope is 0. Done. I can show it. Okay, here I can show. Okay, so here this one is 2 and 5. How do I know? Because here this one is 6 and 5. Okay, 6 and 5. So I do have, just one second. Okay, so I do have just I have to check something here. Yeah, okay, so 2 and 5 and 6 and 5, and then the slope is, I can show it. Maybe I say you have to show me why. Okay, so I ask why, okay, so you either have to say that's horizontal, or you can say it is 5 minus 5 over 6 minus 2. Okay, so that's 0. How about that? Okay, yeah, so let me see. Yeah, so oops. So that's 6 minus 2. Okay, which m is 0. Okay. How about this one? So here you have one point which is 2 and 1, which is A, and the other point which is 5 and 4. Okay, then you do a slope is 4 minus 1 over 5 minus 2, which is 3 over 3, which is 1. Okay, so a slope is 1. How about the other one? Again, I look at this point, that's minus 3 and 3. So it's minus 3 and 3, if I'm right. Oh yes, and here is 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Okay, so I know my handwriting is very bad. Okay, so a slope is 2. Okay, a slope is 3 minus 2. Oops. 3 minus 2 3 minus 2 over minus 3 minus 2, which is 1 over minus 5, which is minus 1 over 5. And I can accept because the line is coming down. Okay, so the slope is negative. Yes, and here the slope is positive for the second one, B. Yes, it's going up. Yeah, I can accept. I didn't make mistake. Okay, so how about this one here, question 5? Okay, so here you have the information and you want to write the equation, okay, in a slope-intercept form. A slope-intercept form means y equal mx plus b. Okay, this is a slope, this is y-intercept. Okay, so I have a slope, I have y-intercept. Done. Easy. So y equal 3x plus 2 over 3. Okay? Oops. Yeah. Okay. Equal. And here, how about that? A slope is 5 and it goes through that point. Okay, so here I have information about a slope, but I don't have y-intercept. What should I do? Okay, so listen. At the beginning, I have to say what do I want. What do I want? I want this. Y equal mx plus b. Then I have to say what do I have? What do I have? I have a slope. Okay, so I can say it is 5x plus b. Do I have b? No. But I have another piece of information, and that information is another point. Remember, if I say the point is on the line, it has to satisfy the equation of the line. Okay, so I can substitute 9 for y. I can substitute 2 for x, and I can find b. Okay, so 9 equal 10 minus 1, 10, 10 plus b, and then b is minus 1. Okay, so um, y equal 5x minus 1 is my equation. Yes? Okay, that's this one is my equation here. Okay, so yes. So maybe I just write all of them with the same color. So y equal 5x minus 1. Okay, yeah. How about the last one? Okay, so line passes through these 2 points. Here I don't have a slope, I don't have y-intercept. My job is harder, but it doesn't matter. Just it takes time, but I can find it. How do I find it? Okay, I have 2 points. I know what is the slope. Okay, so y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, which is 5 over 1, right? Yes. So y is 5x plus b. And now I am in the same position of the last question. Okay, so now I can find b. How do I find b? I have to substitute any of these points. Which one? Any of them. Okay, so I substitute 2 and 1. Okay, so I do 1 equal 5 times 2 plus b. Okay, and b is, okay, b is 1 minus 10, which is minus 9, right? Oops, what happened? Oh my goodness. I think I just touched something and I just jumped here. Okay, so minus 1. Yeah, minus 1. Okay, so I can say this is my equation. Y equal 5x, oops, y equal 5x minus 1. Okay, that's the same line. Okay, so now I can check my line if for the other point. Okay, so I have 6 here equal 5 times 3. Let me see. 10 minus, oops, I made a mistake here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so see, when I check the other point, I noticed I made a mistake. Okay, I made a mistake for b. Okay, so what should be b? Okay, so b is 10, so minus 9. Yes, I wrote minus 1. I think I said minus 9, but I wrote minus 1. And okay, so just such a mess. Okay, so b is 9, so I have y equal 5x minus 9, and I just check my other point to see. Okay, so 6 equal 5 times 3 minus 9, which is 15 minus 9, which is 6. Oh yes, I have left side equal right side, so the other point works here. And when I made a mistake and checked the point, I saw it doesn't work. Okay, so how about the next one? The next question. Okay, so the next question, horizontal line passes. Horizontal line passes. Okay, so I know when I say horizontal, yeah, when I say horizontal, I have to think about just x. Okay, so maybe I use the same. So when I say horizontal, sorry, horizontal, so I just have to think about y. Okay, so I'm thinking about the color and I'm just talking, so I make mistake. Okay, so horizontal lines are just y equal, so y equal -2, done, because that's a horizontal line. I just have to think about y equal, because y is just constant. Okay, so I look at the y coordinate on my point and I just use that. How about if I say, so line passes through these points. Okay, look at this. I see I have the same x, like, right? I have the same x here. Oh, x is not changing, but y is changing. Okay, so that's a vertical line. Okay, so when I have vertical line, I look at x and I choose that, and it's I just use that, and it's x equal 3. Okay, so that's my line here. Okay, so how about, okay, so here I finish this video. So that's I think video number 4. I finish here, and then I continue in the next just video. Here I just talk about the thing that I added to the lesson, because you really need to know them. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.